Hi, this is John with High School University. Today I'm here to talk to you about why your ninth grade year is the most important year of your high school career. I know some of you may be wondering, how can your ninth grade year be the most important of your high school career? You're just getting started. Today I'm going to share with you 6 reasons why I think the ninth grade year is the most important year of your high school career. To begin with, your ninth grade year is going to really set the stage for everything that you're going to do going forward as a high school student. Everything you're going to learn, all the skills you're going to learn, those really begin in that ninth grade year. So it's really important that you get off to a good start as a ninth grader and that you start to learn some of these things that you're going to learn, that you'll use as later upperclassmen in high school and into college and into your career as an adult. Sometimes in the ninth grade year, students come across their toughest classes that they'll ever take, and you begin to set the foundation for those tough advanced placement courses, those college level courses. All of those things begin in your ninth grade year. And as a family, you're going to begin to start to have adult conversations with your student in that ninth grade year. Things about driving and dating, drugs, alcohol. Those are all really, really important concepts that are discussed in the ninth grade year, as well as, don't forget, that college planning piece. So, your ninth grade year sets the stage for everything that's going to happen going forward in your student's life. And it's a really, really critical time to make sure that you're really focusing on what you need to as a ninth grade student. The second thing that's most important with the ninth grade year is it begins to open up your transcript. A transcript is simply a record of your high school grades and courses that the student would take. It records down the courses they took, the grades that they received, and also the credits that students earn in those courses. So in high school, students earn credits for the courses they take. Most high schools have a requirement with how many credits the student must earn in order to be eligible to graduate. And so the ninth grade year typically is when that transcript begins to open up. The transcript is what's sent to colleges and universities so that they can make a determination whether they're going to accept you into their college or not. We begin to build that GPA or grade point average during the ninth grade year. That's a really, really important factor. It's a one data point that colleges look at when they are looking at whether they're going to accept your student into their program. Grade point average is a really key factor when determining if students are going to be admitted into colleges. The transcript in the ninth grade year isn't a make or break situation. As a ninth grader, you do have some time to recover, but it does open up the transcript in that ninth grade year, and it's really, really important that students get off to a really, really strong start and that they have a solid foundation on their transcript. The third reason that I want to talk to you about why the ninth grade year is the most important year is in this ninth grade year, they're going to learn valuable foundational skills. These would be skills that they would need or would use in an advanced course, an AP course. They're also going to learn some skills for courses that happen in sequence. So in Algebra 1, they're going to learn valuable skills in and for the Algebra 2 class, for a calculus class later on. They're going to learn some of those skills in that ninth grade year. So it's really, really important. If they don't get a solid foundation in the ninth grade year, they may struggle in future years down the road. One of the other things that happens in the ninth grade year that's super important when we think about colleges and getting into those college is they start to work on their writing skills. Colleges ask students to submit essays. The essay is a critical piece to differentiate one student from another. That's the student's opportunity to really sell themselves and to really make themselves shine above their competition. And they're going to learn all of those writing skills during their ninth grade year. In addition to the writing skills, just as important are the public speaking skills. Ninth graders sometimes for the first time are asked to get up in front of classmates, get up in front of large groups of people, and make a formal presentation. And that's a really key component when we think about an interview skill, whether they're going to interview for a job, or even if they have to interview as a part of the admissions process for a scholarship or into college. Those public speaking skills are going to be critical for students to be able to learn and master, and they will start to learn that during their ninth grade year. And the last thing that's really important that we start to talk about ninth graders with is the persuasive techniques. How can they be persuasive in their writing techniques? How can they be persuasive in their public speaking techniques as well? And those are some of the foundational skills that your student will learn during their ninth grade year. The fourth reason why the ninth grade year is the most important year of their high school career. Students become introduced to clubs and activities. They begin to start to be able to participate in a wide variety of clubs and activities. And I don't know if your school is anything like my school, but my school, we have a ton of things that students can do, both during the day and outside of the day. Sports, drama clubs, chess clubs, you name it, we've got it. I know that your school probably does too, but it's really, really important for kids to be able to start to explore these clubs so that they can do a couple things. Number one, it makes them a really well-rounded candidate. When they are looking to get into a college or a university, having these activities on their resume, having these activities as a part of their transcript, as a part of their admission paperwork is really important. It shows that they're very well-rounded, that they are able to manage their time both during the school day, but they're also involved in other activities outside the school day, because colleges also want you to be involved in something in their college outside of just going to class. They want you to be involved in student government at their college. They want you to be involved in their clubs and their activities. And if you're involved in those in high school, you have a better shot at being involved in those when you get into college. The second reason it's really important for the student is they start to be able to get some common interest and to be around people who have the same interests as they do. If I'm interested in coding or robotics, I may now find for the first time that there's a group of people who have the same interests as me, and I get to spend my time talking with people about something that I really like. It can build great friendships and bonds that really last a long, long time. So the ninth grade year is the first time that they get an opportunity to be involved or have exposure to all of these different clubs and activities. In addition to just being a member, these clubs and activities sometimes have leadership roles. And this is another great way that a student can highlight the things that they do well and that they are leaders within their peers. These are great opportunities to be able to put on a resume or to put on an application that you were the leader of your club or your activity. Colleges want to see that when you enroll, and they want to see that as part of the admissions process. That could differentiate you. That could separate you from the student who's trying to also get into that same college or university. Last reason you want to be involved in clubs and activities, it's supposed to be fun. And that may be one of the things that you will remember forever, is that club or activity that you were a part of and that you contributed to. I almost guarantee you that that's something you're going to remember when you get older, the club and activity you were involved in. The fifth reason why the ninth grade year is the most important year of your high school career is your peer group. This is going to be your first time that you maybe are exposed to different peer groups, different activities. Again, part of the clubs and activities section that you're involved in, you may begin to associate with different friend groups than you did in elementary school and in middle school. You're going to start to maybe move towards people who have common interests and goals, the same goals that you have. Typically, if your friend group maybe doesn't have the same goals that you do, they don't have an aspiration to go to college, they don't want to go to college, it's going to be really hard to stay friends with those people when they have a different mindset for their future. So you're going to start to maybe to associate with people who do have those common interests and do have those same goals as you. And so the ninth grade year is where you start to bridge some of these new friendship groups. In addition, you're going to be able to get some more responsibility during your ninth grade year. You may have more freedom during that ninth grade year. As parents, you may give your child more freedom. And again, that's a really, really important thing for a ninth grader, is to be able to take on responsibility and handle that the appropriate way. And all of that happens typically in the ninth grade year. I love this quote. It says, "Show me your friends and I'll show you your future." And that's so very true when we get into the high school. Those peer groups are really, really influential in high school. So it's really important that we have positive peer groups for your students, so they're interacting with people that are positive, that have the same aspirations that maybe your son or daughter does, and that they're really good people that they're surrounding themselves with. The last reason why I think the ninth grade year is the most important is we begin to have conversations as a family about future planning. And that's something that's sometimes overlooked. Sometimes families forget to have this conversation early in the ninth grade year. And as part of my program that I teach, that's the whole basis, is to start early. We don't want to wait until the 11th grade or the 12th grade year to begin talking about the future. We want to do that really, really early on. So as a family, you want to structure conversations with your ninth grade student early. You want to begin those conversations right at the ninth grade level so that you can plan the right way to go to college, so that you can plan that future and be intentional about what you do those 4 years in high school, so that you are best prepared not only to get into the college that you want, but also to save valuable dollars in the scholarship process, which I also talk about in my course. So, we want to talk about college or work and what that looks like for your son or daughter. We absolutely need to begin talking about the financial aspect. If you as a family have a financial difficulty, that conversation you need to have with your son or daughter so they are aware about what colleges they need to look at on the financial side, because let's face it, college is an investment. It's a big investment. And those conversations need to be had. Whether your son or daughter is going to be going in-state or out of state, different pathways to reach your goals, all of those things are really, really important to have conversations as a family. And those really need to begin in the ninth grade year. And I think that's one of the reasons why it's the most important. I'll leave you with this quote. It says, "The time to repair the roof is when the sun is shining." That was by John F. Kennedy, our former president. And I really believe in this quote, and it really resonates me with when I think about planning for the future. And that is, it's easier to do that when things are going well for you. When you've just begun your high school career, when you've just begun as a ninth grade student, that's when we should be thinking about being prepared. That's when we should be thinking about being ready for what happens next. Making sure that we're fixing any of those holes so that when the time comes, we are ready for what's next. And what's next for you is college. What's next for you, it could be the career field. Whatever that is, I want to make sure that you're ready for that. Thanks for listening. If you like this, please hit the subscribe button right down here. I'd love to have you subscribe. And don't forget, if you want more information from me, you can sign up for my newsletter at highschooluniversity.com. Again, highschooluniversity.com. Sign up for my newsletter. Don't miss anything that I send out. Get all my updates. Thanks.